Are you enjoying your snack? Yeah. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Hamster Care 1234, and in this video I wanted to talk about all the things you're going to need for a hamster. So the first thing that you are obviously going to need for your hamster is a cage. And the reason you need a cage is because obviously your hamster needs to live somewhere, and that's why you need a cage. And you have to make sure that your cage meets the bare minimum. If it does not meet the bare minimum, then your hamster will not be able to do what they do, and it will not be fair for the hamster, obviously. So it must meet the bare minimum 450 square inches of floor space. The next thing that you want to be getting for your hamster is a really important thing. It is bedding. And bedding is really important because hamsters are natural burrowers. You have to give them at least 6 inches of bedding so that they can actually burrow. Any safe bedding is okay. Avoid any bedding from pine or cedar or softwood shavings or anything scented. Any safe beddings would include a unscented natural paper bedding like Carefresh, KT Clean and Cozy, and that is the All Living Things paper bedding, or Aspen wood shavings are suitable as well. The next thing you're obviously going to need is going to be your food, because obviously the hamster needs to eat, so you gotta give them food. Okay, so I got a closer view of the food. So any suitable food would be a food with a lot of seeds and grains and vegetables. As you can see, it has some dried stuff in there. The next thing that you are going to need will be a water bottle or a water dish, because your hamster needs to drink, obviously. So a water bottle and a water bowl works perfectly fine. The next thing that your hamster will definitely need will be hideouts, and hideouts are extremely important for hamsters because it is a place for them to feel safe and for them to sleep in. But my hamster does not sleep in her hideout. She sleeps underground, and even if your hamster doesn't use it, it's still really important, because if they feel scared or anything like that or intimidated, they can run into a hideout to feel safe. The next thing that you will need are chews. So hamsters' teeth are continuously growing, and that's why you need chews for their teeth to stay trim. And what I have here is a loofah chew. This is a wood chew. These are some chew sticks, and this is a ball. This is seagrass. And it is really important to have a variety of different chews, because hamsters do prefer some chews to others, which is weird because I feel like all chews are the same, but hamsters do prefer other chews. The next thing that you are going to need are going to be toys, and you need toys because it keeps the hamster entertained and that they can have things to have fun. So there are so many different types of toys, so much variety. These are a few toys. This is a bendy bridge. I really like these because you can make them into any shape you want. And this is a plastic tunnel. So there are plastic things, there are wood things. This is the Rosewood Sleep and Play cheese. And the good thing about the wooden toys is that the hamster can chew on them. So it also acts as a chew for the hamster. The next thing that you are definitely going to need is going to be the wheel. And this is actually very, very important because the wheel gives the hamster a chance to run around since they run a lot at night. So this is the dwarf size. I don't use this for Syrians. This is the 8-inch wheel for dwarfs, and the 11-inch is the best size for Syrians. Of course, it is better for a hamster to have too big of a wheel than too small of a wheel, because if they have full bend and they will have back issues, and no one wants that because everyone knows back issues suck and no one wants back issues. So these are really important. And for Syrians, you should have no less than this size for a small Syrian. And for dwarfs, you should have no less than a 6.5-inch wheel. Of course, I think 8 inches best for a dwarf because they can move it really easily. They don't have any trouble running on it or anything. And the next thing you will need are treats. Treats are just a great way to kind of treat your hamster, and when you're taming them, treats are extremely important. And of course, you don't need to buy a treat. There are so many different homemade treats you can do. I made a video, you can click up there, for homemade hamster treats if you would like to learn how to make your own homemade hamster treats. And you can also use vegetables and fruits, like dehydrated vegetables and fruits for your hamster. You don't have to buy commercially made hamster treats. And the next thing you're going to need is a hamster carrier, and it is actually very important that you have a carrier, because then if you need to bring your hamster somewhere, or if it's an emergency, and you just put them in here. And I also have it already set up just in case, because otherwise it will take a long time to put it in. And I put like a chew and a dog chew in there so that she's entertained. And it is very important that you are not using a cardboard box, because cardboard boxes hamsters can actually chew out of, and no one wants their hamster chewing out of their box because that would be really tragic. So you have to use a chew-proof plastic thing that has no grip for their teeth to go on, whereas the PetSmart box, this cardboard box, they can chew right through those slits over there, and that's how they can chew through it so well. So that's why it's really important that you have a plastic carrier, not a cardboard carrier. And the next thing that you need will be a cleaning solution. So I currently don't have a cleaning solution because I'm having a lot of trouble finding a spray bottle. I did have a cleaning solution, but then the spray bottle broke, so I don't have one right now, but I'm getting one. So the cleaning solution I use is the half vinegar, half water. It's very cheap and it works really well and it's really natural. But you can also get those ones from the pet store. However, they're really expensive and it's just not as natural. So I really would go with the 50% vinegar and 50% water. And the next thing, you don't have to have it, but it's very, very, very highly recommended, and it is a playpen. So you don't need a playpen. You can free roam them in a hamster safe room. So I don't have a playpen. I tend to just keep Willow in our bathtub. I put a blanket inside, and then I let her run around in my bathtub because I have a really, really big bathtub. So it's like free roaming almost. Playpens are very, very recommended, and I really recommend getting one, and I will leave a few links in the description bar if you would like to purchase some Playpens. And the next thing I have is also, it is very, 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 very recommended. I would not ever not use a sand bath. And sand baths are really good because a lot of hamsters really like rolling in them, and it's good for removing oils from their coat and giving them a nice new coat. And I know this is really deep. I am very sorry. I just have a lot of sand for some reason, but it doesn't really matter because Willow doesn't really do anything with it. Willow does bathe in it. A lot of hamsters love to roll and shake in it. I really recommend it because hamsters do come from dry areas with lots of sand, and this is how they bathe in the wild. So this is why sand baths are very, very recommended. And the last thing I have here are herbs. So my jar is almost done, and these are herbs. Herbs are very highly recommended if you don't have access to them in your country or anything like that. Then you don't need to give them, but it's really, really recommended by a lot of people and professionals because they say that herbs have a lot of great properties, healing properties, things for your hamster, and they're very, very healthy. And most hamsters like them. And I really recommend checking in with some of these. I will leave a link in the description bar if you would like to purchase some herbs. And I'll also leave some websites where you can buy dried flowers and herbs for your hamster. And that is the end of this. If you would like to know how everything costs, you can click right up there, and then you can see how much everything costs. So thanks so much for watching. I really, really hope you have enjoyed this and it gave you an idea of everything you need for your hamster. So yeah, bye!